All right guys, lucky last. So, the dish I'm doing today is a braised short rib of beef. It's a simple braise and you don't use a hell of a lot of ingredients, but what is there really counts. We have sugar, which we're gonna make a caramel with. Normal caramel, we've made a few caramels before, and we've got some really nice spices. Now, the spices I'm going to use, we've got star anise, we've got clove, cardamom, fennel seeds, cumin seeds, coriander seeds, black pepper, white pepper, and be generous, use lots. The one thing you do when you're cooking spices is generally you crush them and then you roast them. In this case, we're not going to crush them because I'm going to put them whole through the sauce mixture. When we come to the end of the cooking process, I actually want to be able to pull them out. And if I've sort of crushed them all through there and they're all fine spices, then it's going to be a little bit harder to get them all out of there, okay? So they can go straight in the pan, and we do go through the roasting process to start bringing the flavor out of all of those spices. We've got a really big fatty piece of short rib, okay? It's a lovely, lovely cut. You can see the bones going through here. I think I'm gonna lose that fourth bone. I don't really think I need it. And when you look at the end there's not a lot of meat on there. And take it straight off the end. The reason I'm really taking that off is by the time I cook this, it's gonna shrink right up this way and it's gonna pull off the bones and shrink this way as well. So we'll go straight into the pan with that. Nice hot pan, season it all over. You want to get a really good colour on this piece of meat, okay? You don't want to be shy on the colour. I want to get it really nice and golden. The golden colour is flavour, okay? So we get really nice dark colour all over the outside of it. Chuck it into a really raging hot pan and leave it. Exactly what Ray said. Don't touch it, just leave it alone. Let it cook. Now, spices, you can tell straight away, they're roasting away there really nicely. They smell fantastic. Just keep them moving. You've got to be careful that you don't burn these spices. My caramel's working, beef's looking good. I need someone to come up here and do some pomme puree for me. Brenton, good man, let's go. We're also making pomme puree today, which is mashed potatoes essentially, but it's a fine form of mashed potatoes. So what I've got is got some really nice boiled potatoes that I've just cooked. What I'm gonna do with it is just sort of make it in front of us and make it together so we can actually just stand here and push it and push it and push it and push it so that you understand how much cream and how much butter you can actually get there before you need to get scared. And then we leave it on the side for 10 minutes and you come back to it and it's sort of set up a little bit and you need to probably add a little bit more and work it again, add a little bit more moisture. Same thing with cooking, things are always evolving and things are always changing. Okay, my caramel's ready, and to stop it cooking I'm going to go straight in with the vinegar, sherry vinegar. And that caramel's obviously raging hot. We need that vinegar in this recipe to cut through all this fat that's in here. The spices give it a wonderful, wonderful flavouring, and obviously the sugar is for a little bit of sweetness, which is nice as well. You can see the meat's coming along really nicely. I'll pour my stock. I've got a little bit of the nice Campbell's beef stock, which is very, very light. And then I've got this 1/3 reduction, which is a really fantastic, more like a veal jus basically. It's like a rich beef stock, and this is really going to provide the body for this piece of meat. And you can see straight away when I start bringing it out, it's completely gelatinous. I can hold a piece up pretty much to the light and I know it's crystal clear all the way through, and that just tells me that the stock has been taken care of. It's been skimmed properly, it's been looked after, it's been cooked at the right degree, it's been let to sit, it's just in perfect condition. So we've roasted off our short rib. See, you've got nice colour all over. We're going to put that straight in on top of the spices there. Then it's a matter of transferring our stock in there also. Pour it all over. And we're going to bring that up to the boil. Okay, Brenton, what we normally use in a kitchen to make really nice pomme puree, it's called a drum sieve, which is, a pastry sieve they use for sieving flour. It's round like a drum, it's got a mesh face on it. So we're going to use similar process here. Basically, you're going to start with small amounts at a time and just press it through that sieve there like that, okay? What you don't want to do is you want to just push it through the holes. If you smear it and if you sort of work it too much, it's going to go snotty, gluey, it's going to go a really weird texture. So away you go, little and often.
All right.
Now you can see that this has come up to the boil. I've got it submerged about 2/3 of the way up and I'm leaving the bones up. And the steam and everything else like that will just cook it all the way through. Now there's a few absolutely critical things with braising anything. Bring it to the boil, let all the impurities and anything else that's in there rise to the top. There's virtually nothing in here, which is fantastic. The veal stock is crystal clear and totally pure, so it's golden as it is. It's going to go straight in the oven. Okay, and we're going to cook at about 150, 160, anything from 3 to 4 hours, depending on the size of the meat. Once it's finished cooking and it comes out of the oven, let it cool down in the liquid you've cooked it in. Do not be tempted to take it out of the liquid. Whatever you do, do not take it out of the liquid. And a good indication of what sort of temperature you need it to drop to is a good ambient temperature is blood temperature. Okay, take it down to that and you can then remove it from the stock. Okay, very, very, very important. The stock that you've braised it in, 60% goes towards making a lovely sauce. The 40% goes to reheat the meat back up during a service, okay? So our sauce, got a little bit of olive oil going in there, got a little bit of chopped garlic, a little bit of shallot. In a professional kitchen sauce section, Chef Saucier is the highest ranking section in the kitchen. It is the most senior section. That's the guy he's done this job, he's done vegetables, he's done larder, he's done all these stations, he's done fish station, and then last of all, you arrive at meat station. People work years in kitchens, 5, 6, 7 years. All they want to do, I want to get on meat, I want to get on meat, I want to get on meat. It is one of the best jobs in the kitchen. So I'm sweating down my shallots and garlic. I spent years on veg section, but I like vegetables. It's sort of a fast and furious section. When the meat guy's sort of cooking one piece of meat, you're generally on your stove cooking 4 or 5 different vegetables and garnishes and all sorts of things going on. It's a total frantic section. It really is, you know, the meat guy leads the service. He's the one calling, we're going on this, we're going on this, we're going on, you know, 2 this, 3 that, whatever. Veg section that's sort of running around and just following him and trying to keep up. And you know, once you've been through veg station, you got through fish and you got to meat and you're in charge of the kitchen essentially, and you're driving it. Veg boy better keep up. You had to keep up. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of mushroom in this. I love these mushrooms, field mushrooms. I'm not going to take the chokes out or anything like that. I think it's fantastic just as it is. I'm going to just do basically a nice dice. That's going to go straight in the pan. How are we doing?
Done.
Done. You can see by the consistency, it's stretchy. Okay, it's not quite what we want. It's a little bit elastic, but it should be okay. We're going to work with it and see how we go. Now what you're going to do is start slowly back on the heat. And you're going to start adding the cream. Now I've brought a little bit of cream to the boil, and Brenton is going to start slowly beating in that cream, just bit by bit by bit by bit. Whilst you're just keeping an eye on that, make sure it stays nice and smooth. I've got a nice piece of short rib here that I cooked earlier. The term falling off the bone sort of comes to mind because it literally is stripped off the back. That's been cooked for about 3.5 hours. And what I'm doing, as you can see, I'm just warming it back up in the braising liquid that it was cooked in. So originally it had all the spices into it. And what I've done is I've gone in there and I've taken a piece of meat out. I've brought the liquid, the braising liquid, back to the boil. I've strained the spices off, so the spices are all gone, they're done with. And what I'm left with is my nice piece of meat and my braising liquid, which I've then divided sauce and warming up liquid. So a portion of the cooking liquid I've put back in the pan, and I'm going to reduce that gently to a glaze, and it's going to coat all over that meat. So our sauce is going well. I've got my mushrooms sauteed off there. I've got a little bit more vinegar. I'm going to go straight in there, and that's just going to give me a little bit more acid. And then our stock goes in. How's it going?
Good.
Okay, whoop. Okay, we're going to stop there on the cream. We've added about a 1/4 ratio of cream. I can see it's starting to come to a nice consistency. It looks silky smooth. I've got some nice cold butter in the fridge, and I'm going to start adding that cold butter and see how much I can get in. It's that old thing of, you know, no matter how healthy we like to eat, and I love to eat healthy, but, you know, if someone puts a bowl of proper pom puree in front of me, there's no way I'm not just going to destroy it, you know. How can you not? Okay, and let's start adding the butter in. I've got a really nice rich piece of beef. I've got a nice sauce based on the braising liquid. I've got silky pom puree, which is rich and buttery. I want some nice, simple, sort of steamed, fresh vegetables that are just going to sort of freshen the whole thing up, because it is a rich, rich dish, this one. So asparagus, line them all up like this. I've cut the base off. I'll just take them naturally into some little lengths. So I've got our asparagus there. Got some broccoli. It's a fantastic vegetable. How's it going? We're getting there, aren't we? How's it looking? It's looking nice.
What happens if you put too much butter in? Does it all sort of get this slicky, oily
it can split. Yeah. It can split, and it can get sort of an oily sheen to it that is just not right. You have to be really careful.
And if you take it to that point,
yep.
You pass the point of return, it's stuffed, is it?
It can be, yeah.
Yeah.
The other important thing, obviously, with adding all this butter and cream is don't boil it, okay? Do not boil it. Bring it back up to temperature, get it hot, but don't boil it. Do not boil it. You can see our piece of meat down there is slowly sort of getting to the point. We'll look underneath and see how it's going. You've got to be really, really careful. And the easiest thing to use in all these situations is use your hand. My hand is more reliable than anything else. So you can see it's reducing down to a nice glaze. And I'm basically just going to slowly baste. It's down to about the consistency that I want. I don't want to go down much further than that. I'm just going to gently cook away these vegetables. I've got them in a little bit of olive oil. I've got them on a nice delicate heat. My beet's ready, my sauce is ready, my pomme puree is pretty much ready on the side there. I really just want to gently sort of sweat them down in the olive oil. I've put a little bit of seasoning in just to help it along. I've just got a little bit of water, and water's all we really need. So you can see just a couple of spoons of water. Yeah, just enough to create some steam and help the cooking. Okay, a little bit more water there, and then I'll turn it off. Now I've got a little bit of ricotta and lemon juice that I'm going to put through the vegetables as well. I've got some nice lemon, I'm going to zest in there. And this just sort of provides a little bit of freshness in contrast to the rich pomme puree. A little bit of lemon juice in there. I'm also going to put a little bit of olive oil in there. Nice and citrusy. The ricotta is absolutely delicious. Needs a little bit of salt as well. Okay, I'm going to serve this in sort of a way that we're going to do short rib for two, okay? Because I've got a massive cut there. It's a big, rich cut. The vegetables are going to go straight in a nice little side dish there. Sauce, I'm going to bring that up to the boil, make sure it's just boiled. And the last thing I've got to put through that sauce is a little bit of chopped parsley. We've got a nice big board here. We're going to put this nice big bit of braised short rib up on there. You've got a pomme puree, which you can see is nice and shiny, and in the time that you've done that, it's just thickened up slightly, just a tiny bit. So we are going to add just a touch more cream. Now, see how before it was just dropping, and now it's sort of running? I want it just at that running consistency. Now you can see that what it's doing is it's sort of sinking, but it's not sinking all the way. If I turn around and shook it, I should be able to shake it flat, but it's not going to sit flat unless I touch it. I've got some really nice fresh chives, which I think are fantastic with it. So this is our ricotta mix with our lemon, a little bit of seasoning and olive oil, a little bit of fresh lemon over the top. Sauce, we're going to pour it into a nice little sauce bowl and serve that on the side. And so there you sort of have it. Rib of beef for two bones, one bone each. A really nice sauce made with the braising liquid. Easy, job done.